Good morning, and how is everybody doing today? I wanted to pop on and do a quick live on all the really incredible stuff that's been going on and that's been happening. Obviously, I'm doing the breathwork training, which is phenomenally exciting. And as you probably know, it was not ever on my agenda or my to-do list to create a breathwork training course. And also, I didn't really think about what I was doing. I was just freestyling on my own retreats, having a ball with my drum. And then, of course, people start talking about the results that they're getting. And yeah, it became a thing. And then, yeah, kind of the results that we're getting from it and what's happening to people is really humbling. And yeah, I'm like, what is actually going on here? And obviously, as I've put the course together, and the big difference is that, well, the way we breathe is different, but also the guidance is different because it's based around the best technique that I personally ever learned, which is the Sedona method. So that gets interwoven. Sorry, let me just organise this. Interwoven with the breath work and the guidance and the higher power to really get results that I can definitely understand are not anything to do with me. I have a very strong faith. I understand the quantum well. I understand it good enough for me, the quantum model, heart coherence, and how the body interacts with the field. All of that is what I've been studying for 30 plus years.
Good morning, everybody. So I am just on my way up to the Polar Bear Club in Glasgow. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Sorry, that's my friend Siobhan. Obviously, I'm trying to get this into the groups live. It's when people are saying things like their ancestors came in, they saw a loved one or a child that had passed on, that it's changed their lives. First of all, I just thought, well, it's because they've never really done a good, powerful breath work before. But then it seems to be that there's something very special happening. And I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not really entirely sure what it is. It's very difficult to explain from a conscious mind perspective. Sorry, this is... So as I've developed the course and been teaching, it's, anybody can teach a breath work. It's about how you breathe in and out and the duration that you do it for and the intensity that you do it for and the speed that you do it for. But what we're doing and what I do when I take people through this process is really explaining the invisible side to the body, the electromagnetic side, and the epicenter is the heart and the toroidal field. And how when we judge, blame, shame, and complain, we literally close the gate of the heart center, so we inhibit the flow. And, for decades, I've been asking and praying, what is the secret? What is going wrong with us humans? How can we move out of suffering? So I've been asking forever about it. And it just seems now, although you don't want to over-egg anything, that we've come up with something that is really incredibly powerful and very, very sacred. And that's how it feels to me. I have a waiting list for people wanting to do the course, and I'm just need to ground myself into seeing how the people that I'm training right now get on with it. I mean, obviously I've got Kenny and Siobhan already teaching because they've got a strong background in working with people. But you don't need that. You definitely don't need it. You just need a heart that's open and understanding. that we are way, way, way more than the body, and that there's an energy field around us. And what I love about the 528 is it's just one thing to do. I realised a long time ago the food thing is we're never going to get everybody to change their diet. But I also realised in my own community, watching people who don't have, particularly what you would call brilliant healing diet, but that they heal even when they're doing things that we have been led to believe are very bad for you and very toxic for you, because at some level, I don't know whether it's faith, because I'm still trying to figure a lot of this stuff out as well, that there's something happening at this time, and that is incredibly exciting and moving. And with the people that I'm teaching, hi Lisa, no, it'll never be offered online, because you'll have to come back home, or I'll have to come over there. It's a very personal thing, and a lot of the work that we're doing on the course is on ourselves. To be a channel, a conduit of energy, as clean and clear as can be, with no agenda, with no ego. And this is the hard part, is to really, you have to, it's very, very easy. Somebody said to my pal Lauren, she is God. It would be very easy to let your head get really pumped up, all of that. That actually just kind of scares me a little bit. It's like, no, I'm showing you how powerful, yeah, we will make it happen, how powerful you are, and that it's within you. And we have to break free from this dependency. And even the trauma, are you trauma informed? It's like, oh, I'm trauma informed and you're not trauma informed. What is trauma? Coming through the birth canal is trauma. Even if you had the most brilliant parents in the world, we all have an element of trauma, because we've perceived, based on our personalities and our experiences and our place in the family, which is key, we've perceived things that quite simply weren't honest or true, because we're growing up, we're evolving, we're learning. And when you react through an emotional state, that's a reaction. And then you want people to change, and you want things to change so that you can be happy. You have to bring me or somebody else down, because you're right and I'm wrong. And then that inability to see that we all have that inside us. And I know during COVID, I had to let go on that, things that happened that I took personally, because obviously my mum had died and I was grieving anyway. And I was quite appalled at the way people behaved or didn't behave. And then I was like, well, if you've had 30, 40, 50 years of great relationship, why would you let one thing destroy the relationship? And that's what we all do. We hold on to these resentments. We wish people were different. We name calling. I see it on my own page. She's this, she's that. And you're like going, oh my God, are we still doing this? Just because you don't agree with somebody, or because you hate somebody, you feel that that you have a point to make that's coming through a non-neutral state. So let me try. I don't know if I can explain this, to be honest, because I just see it all the time, and I'm like, how can you? Because I've been immersed in the Sedona method for 20 years and not going into any kind of communication without making sure you're not charged. And you can feel the charge. And I'm sure you can see when people are charged and they want to attack and they want to justify and they want to do. And it's completely human and normal. There's nothing wrong with that. But if we want to communicate and get into this 528 state and stay there, which is the challenge, then we have to come into the communication uncharged so that we can come to a resolution that's fair for both people, for both parties. It can happen in the work position as well. And sometimes, hi Elizabeth, good morning to you. And sometimes we have to wait. You know, when I went into business, my pal said to me, the best advice ever, the 48-hour rule, do nothing for 48 hours. And really what he was saying was, don't go in charged. And this is the problem that we're seeing everywhere, all over Facebook. People want to fight and bring each other down, calling each other, she's a rocket, she's this, she's that, he's this, you're that, you're this. You know, it's like, that is going to keep us in that 3-dimensional suffering, fighting, etc. And when we go, right, okay, let me let go of all this anger. And I mean, I do it as well. Of course I do. I feel it in my body. I'm like, Rrr. Some things that make me absolutely rage, injustice. That's all that's doing is affecting me and my cells and the opening of my heart. So why is it important that the heart's open? Because there's an energy field around us called the toroidal field. And Joe Dispenza explains this way better than I would be able to. And when that energy flows and moves around us, it comes from the heart and up, and it comes from the heart and down. It's invisible to most people. Some people can see it, but I can't. But you can feel it. And what we're doing in the breath work is we're really taking people into the field to allow that field to flow through you and all around you. And again, that's Joe Dispenza's way of explaining it, that you're an instrument of consciousness, which I think a lot of people, particularly for listening to me now, you're well aware of. So when we understand that, and the frequency of the heart, which is the epicenter of the energy field, it's also the center of the colour spectrum. Green ray, the green in colour. And there's my wee love tuner. Let me just give you a wee tune. Oh my God, I love this thing. The minute you start blowing it, you just feel. So when I blow in this, it tunes me into 528, 6 breaths a day. There's the breath work, there's the tone. So I'm getting sort of a sound therapy. It's quite meditative because you start to feel relaxed. And that affects my biofield, which is my energy field, all the way out for 8 feet. So people around me are going to feel better. When I feel better, people around me feel better. Same with you. And if you can make people feel better, that's maybe actually the only thing that matters. If you're as obsessed with NDEs as me, you can see that it doesn't matter how much money you've got, how you look, how organic you eat, although I recommend that you do if you can. It's all about how you made people feel. And therein lies the challenge, because it's not your responsibility. I believe if you're trying to change everybody so that you can be happy, I've been on that, trying to figure them out, wishing they were different. None of that works. People are on their own soul journey. And the only way to navigate it really is to stop taking things personally. Stop trying to control other people. Let go of all need for security and definitely for approval. There has never been a more powerful time to let go on all wanting approval, either from yourself or from others. The cancel culture, the vitriolic information that people want to bring you down. And you can do that if you want. But why would you not do it? It's because it affects your chemistry. And it affects the gate of your heart. And that affects everybody around you, and everybody in your family, everybody in your workplace, but maybe most of all, you. And this is where, and I've said this for years, this is going to be the challenge with the Heal Scotland movement. And that's why I'm so delighted about our community, because I feel it's a safe place for me to go and speak. And I'm not expecting everybody to agree with me. That's absolutely not the case. I love healthy debates, really enjoy them. My dad taught us all to have healthy debates. But healthy debates mean no blaming, shaming and complaining other people for their beliefs. And, you can certainly have a debate about it, and you can certainly air your view on it, which is filtered through your past and your beliefs and probably what you're watching in the media as well. Because now I'm like that. What even is true? How do we know who we can trust? Because it does come down to that. And it seems that you really have to have one eye open, especially if somebody's trying to sell you something. So 528, we have, I don't even know how many we've sold now. Probably around 50 we've sold, which I am blown away by, because if you don't understand frequency and vibration, which a lot of people don't, you're going to think I'm a nut job. But I'm well used to it. So that's absolutely fine. So that's what's really excited me, is how many people have gone, yes, that makes complete sense. Giving it to your children, getting it into schools. If you look at what they've been achieving, stopping bullying in the schools, imagine in your family, how we all fight and bicker, especially when your kids are kind of probably from, I don't know, say 5 up, when they start, he said this, she touched me, she looked at me, it drives you insane. Having a small baby and a young child's great. There's a lot of joy and there's a lot of free love in there. But what happens when they start fighting? It's actually like a torture. So can we influence this? And the thing is, there's loads of studies. There's solid science around this thing. But let's do our own. Let's actually look at what we can achieve if enough people get a hold of this. Now, we've got a big goal for 1,500 people breathing together, and I've told you that before. And we're looking at venues right now. And if we can get enough people on 528, my friend was told in a light and sound session that if we can get enough people onto 528, we will heal, and so will everything around us. And that just makes complete vibrational sense to me. It may not to you, but it does to me. So in our community, I'm going to be taking all this stuff that I'm learning into the community. Why? Because I don't want to fight and argue with people. I don't want to convince you. If you're not interested in this stuff, fine. You can go into the community. You can find what you need. You tell us what you need. And the great thing is we've got all these headings, and we're adding to it because the library has just started. We've got amazing healers in that are going to be taking control of certain areas to give you all the latest and greatest advice. And it'll be evergreen in there. So you'll be, oh, I saw that somewhere. Where did it go? And then you forget. Where I'm going with the breath work and with my own healing private one-to-one sessions is faith. And there's something going on that I do not understand. And it is absolutely incredible, the results that we are getting. And I don't want to blow my own trumpet because it's definitely not me. But there's something happening now. I know people can heal. I know that people are being lied to about their health. I passionately believe we need to stop telling people that they're going to die, aggressive, incurable. All of that language has to get taken out, because we understand now the science behind terrifying people can kill them. It is not anything new. It's a spell, it's a curse, and it's done in a very professional setting, taking people's hope away. And unless you're very, very tuned in, courageous and brave, and have a deep faith, you will take on other people's points of view, and that's where you will go because of intense fear. And again, there is a ton of data around that. The fMRIs and Joe Dispenza's new documentary, The Source, it's not that new now, but shows that we predict our future. But what's happening right now is an expert, an oncologist or a specialist can be predicting yours by using words that quite simply are not true. But they may seem true in a 3D setting. So taking a snapshot in time and going, that's what's happening and that's what's going to happen. I mean, for me, it's bonkers that anybody can take that on nowadays, but I understand how scary it can be. I work every day with people who have been diagnosed terminal or incurable. And I'm like that, well, maybe it is, maybe it's not. We're all terminal when you think about it. Been scared to death. It's got, yeah, I know it is, Lisa, exactly. And we have enough science around this to make it very clear. And what do you think happens if you tell somebody, oh, you're going to die? What do you think happens to your heart? That flow of energy that keeps you well, that has got the blueprint for healing, faith healing in it. Of course the gate closes down. You can't think of anything else. Trust me, I speak to people every day about this. Worried about their kids, worried about what's going to happen next. And just for today, which is all that any of us have got, just for today, is everything okay? Can you have a nice day with your family? Not if you've been told that very often. Some people just go, that's rubbish. What do they know about me? I've been living in this body for 65 years. Can somebody talk to me for 5 minutes and know exactly what's going on? No way. Absolutely no way. You are not your symptoms. This thing is unbelievably intelligent, connected to a divine intelligence. And we, with faith, with complete trust and listening, my pal Emma posted this morning about listen. And this is maybe our biggest problem in terms of, we're not listening. We're listening to somebody who doesn't live in here. So it's like we need to start listening to the innate intelligence within you. And we need the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, the head and the heart in complete alignment. Now, I started doing my one-to-ones again last week, and I'm going to be doing more. And what I've realised, even from just that one day, is I need to be able to tune in to decide what is the best thing for you. I've got all this technology. I can put you in the Quest 9, which treats you in real time. But what I wanted to do was put people on the table and get them breathing and doing the wild medicine breath and the wild medicine healing. And that's what I'm going to be offering in my next one-to-ones. I'm going to be back in the Reiki Love Club at the end of August. And I'm going to be over in Edinburgh at John Watt's place as well. So coming in and we just have a chat, we tune in and we decide what is going to give you the best opportunity of healing. It's going to give you not faith, it's deeper than faith, it's an inner knowing. Oh my God, I give all my power away. I am, it's just like, I don't even really have words. As I say, this is all just happening now. What we're seeing is blowing my mind. So I'm excited to pass this on, but I'm not going to be doing another breathwork training this year. Because what I want to do is I want to make sure the guys that I've got training right now are getting the best support and the best understanding. And the other thing that's been very different from any other breathwork training that's been done is it's not a franchise, and you're not going to find people duplicating what I do. There'll be certain things that we've found work incredibly well, how to breathe and what to say, some of the things. But every day, my job is to get everybody that's doing the course into their heart and channeling their love for this method and for this opportunity and potential experience. And they go away with 4 different ways to breathe, from relaxation breaths to transformational breaths. So they'll all be able to do one-to-ones, they'll be able to do groups. They all come from different backgrounds. So if there's a talk therapy, that can go over there. If there's a sound therapy, that can go on there. So you're not going to be getting a bog standard McDonald's, the same thing everywhere. Absolutely no way. And it'd be really nice not to compare us. Obviously, I've been doing this stuff for X amount of years. At the end of the day, you're the one that's breathing. And the more you breathe, the more courageous you're going to get, and the lighter and brighter you're going to get. So your experience, regardless whether it's with me, Kenny, Siobhan, Lauren, Catherine, it doesn't matter. The more you get it, and we know, I mean, I've been breathing this body for 13 years, very, very consciously. And still, I can tell you the most profound experience I had was in Skye at the festival. Not this year, last year. Or was it this year? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Do you know why I think it is? I think Skye's magical land holds a power. I really do think that. But it's the collective and the big drum. Rosie's big drum, we're creating that. The more of us that are there doing the work, breathing together, the more powerful the experience is. And that's my own personal experience. So who takes credit for that? The collective. And that's why we want to get 1,500 people in tune. And not everybody has to have a love tuner. There's a cost attached to that. And you know how I really like free stuff. But just sit beside somebody who's got a love tuner, and we're all going to get the frequency. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be tuning in to love. We're going to invite love in. And in our community, which is £5 a month for just a community membership, it is £12 a month for a business membership. We're super passionate about helping people that are helping people. It can be lonely. You can get attacked. You can get this, that, and the next thing. You need support. We all need support. We all need people that have got our back. So we help people that are helping people. You can have a podcast. You can get present at any of our festivals. You can 100% get into your target market. You can give away your information for free. You can lead people to your one-to-ones, your retreats, your courses, and beyond. And the money, and this is something that we're going to be becoming a lot clearer on. The issue is, like any business, we've got all these apps and systems that have a monthly cost. We have got two beautiful women helping me right now with the kind of technical side and the PR side. And there's a cost to all of that before we start putting money towards the Healing Oasis, which is the vision. And I'm hoping that by early next summer, May, we'll be able to either rent a space or a place, or maybe get a mortgage on a place or a space. That's the vision. So we'll be very clear when the books are done, where the money is going. The difference between a charity and a business is not to store money in an account. What we did, we had money in the account and we spent it in the Healing Oasis, the Heal in Skye. So that's what we do. So I'm thinking, although let's see how this works out, that the money from the membership can go to the space, and the money from the events can go to running these pop-up healing centres. So if we can get money, it means that we can pass the training and the courses on to you for a much lower price. And I'm excited to be down with Stephanie at Hobbs, because she's given us a gift of the month of March. So we're going to be able to provide you with some really low cost, phenomenal teachings and courses. And remember always, if you really want to do something from your heart and you need a discount or whatever you call it, just let me know, and you can send me a form and tell me how much you can afford. That's what the charity's about. In a business, you've got to make money. You store it up and pile it up. A charity is different. But what we do need is, if we can really generate a monthly income with the community, then we can rent a place. It's a no-brainer. So we've got, I don't know how many, we've got a great start to our membership, and I've not really been promoting it. But I'm going to be going, the lives are going to go in there. The other thing that we're launching is Wild Talks, where we're going to be talking about subjects that are difficult and challenging and can be triggering for people. And because, we want to look at all aspects of treatments, all aspects of motherhood, all aspects of parenting, all aspects of relationships. And, that can upset people, not because you want to, but because you're talking about something out loud. So we're going to take these talks into the community, and you're going to be able to interact and discuss with us and share your experiences, because there's no point in me coming in saying, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, without fully understanding your story and where you're at, because we have to go with people from where they are at. And what I'm really excited about 528, and we're going to be doing daily tune-ups in the community to start your day. Start your day in 528. Start your meditation in 528. Start your breath work in 528. We're actually annoyingly buzzing right now about the potential of this. It's really like a dream come true. And we want to share that with everybody who's ready. But it seems to be some people are ready and some people are getting triggered. And that's what's going to be great about the community. We can go there, we can say, without being brought down, without being shamed, and without being judged and made to feel inferior. It's like, well, wow, that's an interesting perspective. Tell me more about that, because my perspective is completely different. And what you end up seeing is that, because I've noticed this within my close circle, we may have very different beliefs around who should be prime minister or president or leader, but it doesn't really matter what our beliefs are around that. We still all want the same thing at the end, which is peace and health and happiness for everyone. So why are we fighting about how we get there? And this is the kind of, three-dimensional state, material world, up into this more five-dimensional states of being. And I know that even that triggers some people. And that is not the intention. I'm trying to explain that this kind of heaven on earth feeling is a state of being. It's not a place. We can change our own vibration and come up into these greater levels of love, regardless of what's going on in Gaza, what's going on in our family. And I know how hard this is. I've had a couple of very challenging things this year, and last year was a nightmare. So it's not always easy, but when you start to really practice that, you going down there doesn't help them, and it damages you. And it's not that you don't care. It's that you can come in as a light that can really soothe people in a lot of emotional pain. And the breath work that we're teaching, and we're doing it all over the place, is taking people out of suffering. I'm not even going to start telling you the testimonies that I'm getting, because part of me is, because I don't understand fully what's happening. And maybe you'll come and not get that experience. I don't know. I can't guarantee what experience you're going to have. But I'm telling you, something's happening. Something huge is changing. And we're all feeling it. And I'm blessed to be working with people that I can talk like this to. They don't judge me. They don't tell me I'm a nutter or anything like that. I can just be me. We can look at 528. We can own our reactions. We can own and be honest about, yeah, I resent things. Yeah, I've still got that inside me. But that's about me, and it's not about you. And we're not projecting my pain onto you, because that's the other thing that we do. And I'm really, really keen to talk about relationships, because you can see it everywhere. People end up hating each other, especially, and even when they've had kids together. What can we do about that? Can we just all get one of them and start feeling? Because here's how it works. When you feel differently, you think differently, and you see differently, and you perceive differently. And if you do not understand how to manage your emotional system, you will always feel like a victim. And you'll drop into it. I can still drop into it. I did it a few weeks ago. Like, why? How could they say that about me? I mean, it's funny a few weeks later, but it's, we're human. We can get hurt. We can get disappointed. We may not understand why people are attacking. Hurt people. Morning, May. And morning, Vicky. So I am so excited, but also wanting to keep our community safe and respectful, but powerful as hell. I know we can create something that's never been created before. I know it, and I feel it in every fibre of my being, and I want to share that with you guys, if you are ready. Yes, exactly, May. I saw, if you don't deal with your feelings, they will deal with you. That's exactly it. And I saw a meme the other day. It said, if you don't deal with your demons, they will raise your kids. And I was like, oh, because, you know, it comes out. And it comes out as reaction, and it comes out as anger, and it comes out as resentment, and it comes out. And, you know, it's like, I remember when the girls came in when I was praying for Danielle Walsh and praying for her mum, Shirley, and her family. And these two Jehovah Witnesses came in. I didn't know they were Jehovah's at the time. And they said to me, they had their little magazine. It had hope on the front. And I just felt it. I was like, and then they said, what do you think of the mess of the world? And I was like, well, it's a mess, isn't it? And they said something that really struck right to my heart. Do you think humans are going to fix it? And I was like, no, absolutely don't. And then I realised, yeah, there's something, it's the higher power, whatever you want to call it, whatever your name for it is, God, the divine, the field, I don't know, all these other names. For me, it's all the same thing. The field of unlimited potential, of unconditional love vibration. Let's do another wee one while we're here. And you know, when I was learning Sedona, I realised that frequency is always there. And we can choose to tune into it or tune out of it. And I hope oh, of course, the storm's coming. We could get cut off. So let's just all tune in to love. I'll do 6 breaths with this and show you how you use it. Get on that. I'm doing this one-time deal right now to get the money back into the charity, because I was a bit like, can I spend all that money? And what if people don't buy them? So I did a wee test by giving you an amazing deal on this. And then at the festivals, etc., we'll do a bit of a discount, but they won't be this cheap. I just needed to test the market. So breathing in and inviting in love and peace and harmony. I love that word, harmony. So I mean, it looks like a wee spliff, doesn't it? Can it be this simple? Can we all tune in to love? Can we choose it? Can we let go of all the resentments, the judging, the blaming, the shaming, the complaining, regardless of what the apparent others have done? Because there has been a lot of carnage out there, and there's been a lot of things that require, what can we even say? Require justice, It's I'm going to put the links for the community, the business membership and the community membership in the box here. And I would just invite you to tune in to that love frequency. And if you have the financial capacity to get a love tuner for kids, we want to start doing our own experiments. Stopping bullying in schools, more harmony in the family, more harmony with your ex-partner. You know, that can be a sexual relationship, it could be a working relationship. Do we need to end up hating each other? Can we not kind of consciously uncouple? We definitely move on, there's no doubt about that, but I don't think there's a problem with that. You know, we go in different directions. That maybe, what's brilliant for me doing this breathwork training is, I'll put the link in, May, that's a very good point. I'll put the link in for the love tuner as well. You know, there's no problem in moving on from people, but you can do it with a bit of respect and dignity, especially people that you've been really close to. You know, it's we don't need to have that need for revenge and justice, and it's the competitive mindset, isn't it? And again, it's lovely for me to be able to collaborate with so many people now. Truly collaborate, the people that want the best for Heal Scotland, and that want the best, and that we want the best for them, because there's so many unbelievable things going on in our community. You know, I was at April's Street Feet. I was like, whoa, this is incredible. And then the Reiki Love Club with Michelle, I'm like, everywhere I turn right now. I was down in Bristol at Nature Spectacular. You know, I was over in Jersey. There's amazing things happening there. There's amazing things happening everywhere. And if we can stop fighting, trying to control other people and allow everybody to have their own experience. Really, I met an amazing girl / woman, Leanne Webster, who's got her businesses in Dip Into Nature. She's coming to Aberfeldy, and we are going to do some incredible stuff around fertility, getting pregnant, staying pregnant, healthy birth traumas, all of that. Oh, there's so many things to discuss and to talk about to help us to feel better. There's nobody coming to save us. The government, if you get any trust there, then you probably shouldn't be in my community. The big pharma, you know, there's some incredible doctors out there, and I take my bloody hat off to them dealing with what they're dealing with now. There's phenomenal new stuff happening in the education and in the medicine world. The place is brimming with new ideas, and there's a lot of Scottish people doing incredible things, and that's what we want to focus on. The gratitude for the people that have got the balls or the ovaries to do it differently, and to let go of all let's stop looking back and let's look forward. Looking forward to the solutions. And you're not going to see a solution when you're down in the negative, contracted, problematic thinking. We can only see the solutions when we're up in that courageous, accepting and loving place. It's physics. It's chemistry. That's how it works. I never designed it. It wasn't my idea. I would have made it a lot easier. Yes, exactly. Scotland has so many natural health elements which we should be using to re-health our nation. Yes, your entire self, mixing nature with mindfulness. Beautiful. I love it. And, you know, I would quite like to just sit back and retire and just support all the people. I don't need to be doing this stuff myself. I don't need to be running retreats, although I am running them. Claire and I will be in Loch Allen in October. We've still got a few places left if you want to come and join us. Immerse yourselves in this stuff, because you are going to be getting the latest and greatest 528, let me tell you. We are going places we have never been before. It is so incredible. It's such a sacred thing to do. I love it. And then you've got Claire with all the plants and the medicine. Claire's amazing garden where she grows all her own medicines. We've got the sauna. It's honestly truly magical. We've got the natural forest. We've got the white beach. We've got the relatively untouched Morven Peninsula. I don't know if you've been there. If you haven't, you should go. It's jaw-dropping. Anyway, I think I've been on long enough. I just wanted to come on and tell you about the community. So these talks are going to be in the community only, because I'm not bothering with people that are getting offended and judging. I don't have time. I need to focus on the 528, need to focus on what we can do, solution. And if you've got solutions, if you've got an incredible business, if you know of an incredible business, we want to really help people, to give them a platform to make sure that they're as successful and well. Because what ends up happening in the holistic world is we want to give stuff away for free, but we've got bills to pay. And then it becomes about filling places in the retreats, filling your one-to-ones and going mental on social media, trying to learn the algorithms and all the bullshit. I've wanted to get off Facebook for years. And this platform is like having our own social media platform for people that are serious, committed and loving and what can see the vision. They'll heal an oasis in nature. Scottish food. All the food that we have that is brain food, all of that you can tap into. We can tap into the nature, the trees, the mushrooms. It's all here, all of it, all the medicines we need. And it's got to be about prevention, hasn't it? Preventing. And maybe, just maybe, forgetting about what you're eating and focusing on being kind and loving each other. Forget about the protocols for a minute or two and just think, what can I do today to make myself feel better? Because see, the feedback I get from the breath work and from the training, the guys are just having an absolute ball. It fills my heart because I know when you give, you get. It's been around for millennia. Napoleon Hill wrote about it, Think and Grow Rich. Surround yourself. There's never been a more important time to surround yourself by the right people. People you can trust. And even if you know you can't trust somebody, bring them in anyway. Bring them into the fold. I see Heal Scotland like the circus, where there's something for everybody. Not everybody likes me, I understand that. Not everybody likes everybody. But there's something for everybody. We have an eclectic mix of phenomenal things, and they will attract the right people in the right time. When you start to see things vibrationally and in frequency, you stop judging and you're just like that. All right, so they're in that frequency. And it doesn't need to be higher or lower. It's a process we're all going through. We're all evolving or devolving, because it seems that that's what's happening. It's chaotic, crazy times, but it's also super exciting, rising in consciousness. So 528, that's where we want to go. Enough of us in 528 in Scotland. The job is done. Who's in? So get your love tuner on there, and I hope to see you at a festival. If you can help me share the festivals, we need to get the numbers up for the places we've never been before. Aberfeldy, Nairn, Strontian, amazing presenters for you. Again, if you don't have the money, just let me know. You can come along. We are a charity, and we will be charitable. But at the same time, if you can afford to pay, brilliant, and that allows us to do an awful lot more. So I'm grateful for every single one of you, and I hope to see you at something really soon. Ciao.